So I know generating leads consistently probably feels like it's such a hard / unrealistic thing for you to be able to do right now based on your current schedule when you think about how time consuming it is for things like creating content, posting the content, managing the content, engaging with the community, and the fact that you feel like you probably have to frequently post to the different marketing channels that you have every single day, unless you're planning to pay for those leads. But I just want to let you know that I consistently generate leads organically with this organic marketing strategy that I'm going to tell you in this video. In case you don't know who I am, my name is Letitia Lynch. I'm your marketing coach, and I'm here to teach you how to do simple marketing strategies if you're an expert service provider or coach. So make sure you subscribe to my channel where I'm going to be sharing organic marketing strategies, content marketing tips, and how to run your business if you're a busy entrepreneur. Okay, so my approach to lead generation and having an organic marketing strategy is really built on the foundation that I'm a mom of a 6-year-old. I have a full-time job as a director, and I'm running this business successfully. So I promise you that everything that I'm going to tell you about this organic marketing strategy is really built for busy experts. So first of all, you have to start off with having content pillars and essentially a content promise for the people in your community. And what I mean by that is you really need to know 2 to 3 things that you want to be known for as an expert within your industry. And based on those categories of content, you need to have a promise for the people in your community of what they can expect to learn about that content pillar. So for example, one of my content pillars is content marketing, and I have a promise that you're going to walk away understanding how to create content that tells a good story, builds trust and connection, and helps you to help your ideal clients and your community make buying decisions. So you need to think about your own pillars that you want to have for your expertise, and you want to make sure that you have a promise or a content promise, kind of like a program promise if you had a program, but a content promise that you're going to have for your community when they hear this information from you. You also want to, at the very least, when it comes to content creation, is you're going to commit to one long form piece of organic marketing content every single week. I don't care which channel you choose to put this on, but you need to have one. If I say long form content, I mean something like a blog, a podcast episode, a YouTube video, a case study or portfolio piece if you're a designer or a visual creative person. You need to pick a long form piece of content that will allow you to have something that if you, for the chance that maybe you're busy, traveling, sick the next week, if you did that one thing, maybe you're not going to come up with new content for your other marketing channels, but you can break that one long form piece of content up into micro pieces of content, and that will be what you post throughout the week if you can't come up with anything new. And so that's why I want to make sure that you have that done. Plus, you're typically going to post your long form content like that on SEO or search engine optimization friendly channels, which means people who are not following you and not engaging with you on social media will actually still find that content, and that content will stand the test of time. And because it's going to be so keyword heavy and such a long piece of content, people are going to engage with that and share it, and it's going to help you get the kind of visibility that you need. Every week, commit to creating one long form piece of content from one of those pillars every single week. Now, the second thing you're going to want to do is make sure that you're covering every stage of the buyer's journey through this content that you're creating on your marketing channels. And now, when I say your marketing channels, if we already created a long form piece of content, you should have your diverse marketing channels, one being a search engine optimization channel, one being an owned channel, and one being a social media channel. I talked about this in one of my previous videos that I'll make sure is linked in this video as well. But you should have diverse marketing channels for your business, because you're not always going to have the same amount of energy with marketing or time with marketing, and you still have to market on a consistent basis if we're relying on organic marketing. Now that you know that you need to have diverse channels, typically if you made your long form piece of content, that's going to automatically kind of go on an SEO, search engine optimization channel. So usually you have to figure out social channels is what usually makes people have the most time consuming part of the process, and also that's where you generate a lot of your leads, because it's something that you're posting on a more timely basis. And then usually your own channels like sending out email campaigns, right? You basically need to come up with a schedule. This is how I maintain generating leads on a consistent basis, is because I have a content schedule, and then I create content for those channels based on that schedule. So for example, every single week I have one long form piece of content that I want to put on my YouTube channel. That means I just have to do one per week, and it's going to go on YouTube. The second thing is I want to send one newsletter email out every single Tuesday. So that means I need to have enough information to put into an email just once a week, and it has to be written and sent once a week. And then the last thing is I want to post to my social channels 3 times a week. That's it. That's my whole schedule. 1 YouTube video, 1 email campaign, and 3 posts in a week. That's all I need. And so now that I know that, and you know it too, figure out your schedule that works best for you. When I have my podcast day was Wednesdays. It doesn't matter which channels you like, just commit to a schedule for those channels. So now that you have it, what the hell do you post? High ticket buyers need high ticket content that allows them to go through buyer's journey stages. And here are 4 things or 4 topics that you have to cover in your content to help them make those buying decisions. And the first one is going to be annoyances. This is like the pain points that they have. Usually, if you don't talk about pain points, it's going to be hard for them to relate to the content because you're going to be selling them a fantasy of what your offer could help them do, but they don't know if what you're helping them do is going to eliminate the pain points that they're currently experiencing right now. The second thing is going to be the assumptions that they have. People have a lot of assumptions based on coaches that they worked with in the past, things that they've tried. So you got to cover their beliefs and their misconceptions. The next thing is alternatives. What have they actually tried that didn't work out, and how is the thing that you're teaching them different? How is your approach different? How is your service or your coaching program different from what they've already tried in the past? And then lastly, aspirations. What are some of the goals that they have that they're trying to reach that you're going to be able to help them to achieve? Your content needs to cover that. With those 4 things that your content is covering, you need to take an angle in your content from one of these 4 angles. The angles you want to approach it from is from a perspective shifting angle. Do they have a belief that they've had for like 10 years now? You're going to have to really work hard to shift their perspective. So shifting perspective is a good angle. You can do it from the angle of giving a problem solving by telling them like a tip or a strategy to help them overcome like a small pain point. By doing that, that quick win is going to make them trust you even more. You can do it from the perspective or the angle of teaching them something profound. If you have a very original thought that might stir up a little controversy or just is such a strong opinion that people aren't hearing, that is very profound, and that's going to be a really good angle because it's going to really position you as an expert, especially if you're a coach. And then lastly, promotional. You need to at some point have an angle in your content that you're promoting something flat out, whether it's your lead magnet or your program or your service. You need to be promoting. When you cover these things, that's going to allow you to have diverse content. It's going to be really easy for you to pop out content. I'll show you in another video how I plan out my content in Notion. Now we're going to end on a high note and help you with the last thing that's very important when it comes to your marketing and why I feel like I'm constantly getting these leads. And that's because I choose to make sure that every single piece of marketing content has one of these 3 call to actions every single time. And so when you think about call to action or what you're telling the audience to do after listening to your content, reading your content, viewing your content, is what should they do next? And you should have one of these 3 goals in mind. One of the goals is to get engagement. You want them to reply, engage, comment. You want to generate a lead. That means you want them to exchange their email address for you to give them some piece of value, whether it's like a download, signing them up for a workshop, or whatever you want to do. And the other one is the sale. You at some point are going to flat out say, hey, you should enroll in my program. Applications close tomorrow. That's you trying to get a sale. But every time I post, I have one of these 3 types of calls to actions. Okay, I know that was a lot. I talked really fast, but I just want to let you know that if you want to not just be told how to do the marketing strategy, but also have a coach walk you through exactly how to implement that strategy based on the channels that you actually like to use and the apps that you like to use to manage those channels, and you also want someone to provide you the resources to get it all done and to keep up with all that shit, then I want to invite you to join my membership called Revolutionary Society. This is a marketing and business membership community for busy entrepreneurs who are in the service and coaching industries who want to actually get shit done in their business and have an expert by their side to do it without paying an arm and a leg or having to be committed to something for an entire year. If that interests you, then make sure you go to the link that you see below or in the description, and make sure you like and subscribe for more. See you next time.